Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Captain Swan podcast, episode 95. Holy crap, we're getting old. Discussion podcast for episode 609, Changelings. My name is Michelle. It's the end of the world or time on Tumblr, and these are the people with me today.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Lisa, and sorry.
Hi,
I get
I'm
conf- I get
Daniela and I'm
confused
Princess
when people
Swan
say
Love
they
on
come in.
Tumblr.
Hi, I'm Lisa, and you brought me home, and terribly confused.
Hi, I'm Rams. I'm Aloha Forever.
Hi, I'm Ro, and I'm Ginny Jinxon Handshot Rita First on Tumblr.
Hi, I'm Shannon. I'm On Your Helm on Tumblr.
Well, gee, don't sound so enthusiastic there, Shannon.
Well, what do you want me to say? This is a piece of shit of a crappy show now. I'm just so tired of this show now that it's just gone to the point where I'm like, I need strength.
Okay.
Give me strength.
Okay. Speaking of that, let's get into our first question. We'll do our little ratings. And from Anonymous, despite Rumple being a huge dick and the Evil Queen / Regina being annoying, did you guys like the episode? And I'm asking you to rate it from 1 to 10.
I don't remember the episode. What was this to give out again? I forget. I didn't even download the episodes. I don't even care.
Rumple has mommy issues, along with his daddy issues, and
there was a
the
baby.
Evil Queen is insane, and Regina was useful for 3 seconds, and Captain Swan helped Belle with her stuff. That's pretty much all. And Snow had a random scene with, oh god, we had that bit with Aladdin.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
hard to rate this episode.
It's a 6.
I'm
It's a
giving it
10.
I go low
I'm giving
because
it-
I'm just keep going lower.
I think I'm going to give it a 6 too, because other than the Captain Swan stuff with Belle, I didn't like anything.
Well, I mean, there's a rating based off of the Captain Swan scenes, and then there's a rating based off the episode. The episode 6, and Captain Swan probably got a 7 because they were actually around this episode compared to the previous episode.
Yeah, that's an improvement.
The Golden Queen is over. Thank God. That
So
nightmare
is
is
that-
over.
Does anyone disagree with 6?
I'm
No,
going for
I-
a 6 too. I barely remember the episode and I only watched it once. So.
I know. It's really
I
a
would-
forgetful episode. It's like, oh yeah, they had a baby. Oh my God. There was a
No.
baby involved.
Despite the Rumple, disgustingness, I would give it a flat 6. There were some obvious negatives, but there were also some positives too. So 6.
Why can't Captain Swan have 6?
I know.
And
Or at this rate, it would just add to the baby population, and the whole thing would just go downhill. Or
No,
even more
Killian knows
downhill than where he is.
how to use protection. He's a sailor.
so does Emma.
Apparently Belle doesn't because she had a
Meg-
baby with a stupid dark one.
Well, to be fair, at that
She
point,
didn't
at that
know.
time, she did not know that he was the Dark One again.
She didn't know.
But still, okay, here's my thing with Belle. She knew the baby stealing was always a thing. We literally saw her in the flashback see him with the stolen baby business. And she still, for some reason, thought it was an okay thing to have a kid with him. Like,
Not even that. She thought it was okay that he was going to sacrifice his baby. He pretty much said it to her. He's like, "Don't steal that baby. I'm going to use it later." Like he's going to cook it or something. I don't know what he's going to do with it. But not just stealing it. He was going to do something with it.
Well, let's be real. She was selfish. She didn't think he would do it to her. She always had this
I think
thing that she was the one who was going to save him and change him from the beast. So she never assumed that it would happen to her. Mila's fate, that's why she didn't take it seriously. She never took anything seriously because she thought she was going to be the turning point. to bring the man out of the beast. So that's why.
And now she's
I think-
finally coming to terms with the fact that that ain't happening.
I think she was so desperate to believe that the one person in Rumpel's life that he claims, other than her, that he claims to love, was Neil Bay. So I think she was just desperate enough that maybe she was hoping against hope that if he loved his son that much, that he would love this child too and not do something horrible. But then when he kidnaps her, I mean, it started even before that. When he put the cuff on her wrist, that's when she realized he doesn't care about me. He's only using me for my womb. All he cares about is whatever he wants to do to this baby, which has to do with those shears. So then she got desperate because she realized that even when it gets to the point where even your own flesh and blood can't pacify you, you've gone beyond the beyond. I mean,
But let's get into the who saw the Black Fairy as Rumpel's mom coming?
No.
Not me.
I didn't.
Anybody?
No.
Mm-mm.
I didn't see it coming, but it didn't surprise me either. I mean, everyone on the show is related to everybody fucking else. So what's another?
But here's the thing: the show is now expecting us to believe that the Black Fairy, who was hot, by the way, played by Jamie Murray, who was H.G. Wells on Warehouse 13. For those of you who don't know,
And Sparkus. Gia.
oh yeah, that's right, she was on Spartacus too.
And Dexter.
And Hustle. If you guys watch.
Okay, she was in everything, guys.
Okay.
Yes, she was in lots of stuff. So my point is, you get Jamie Murray to play the Black Fairy, and then you're expecting us to believe that this woman hooked up with Malcolm and had a kid. Like, say what now? Like, I'm willing to swallow a lot of stuff, but that don't make no sense.
No, it doesn't.
Maybe Malcolm still looked like Robbie K when they hooked up.
Ew, so creepy.
Ew, okay,
No,
no, thank you for the
God,
mental
no.
pictures, Shannon.
Hey, and
It's
Rob's
me.
here.
Yeah, I didn't say anything. That's
Sorry.
Rams' sick mind.
Okay. Never mind.
Okay, Robbie K was 18 when he came as Peter Pan. I'm not being sick.
It's still creepy because he still looks like a little boy.
Oh my god. Oh wow, but seriously, that's just like crazy that we're supposed
Did
to
it?
believe
Well,
that those
are
two
we
things.
surprised?
Marjorie Tyrell and Tommen Lannister, Baratheon. It's like the same thing. She's older than him and he's younger. That doesn't make sense.
Well, he looked like Malcolm. I mean,
Yeah,
it depends on how
such
old they
a
were.
sad sack.
Here's sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But here's my other thing. Did Blue Fairy know the whole time? Has Blue Fairy known
Probably
the
not.
entire
Yeah,
time?
probably.
Wait. Has Blue Fairy known the entire time that Rumpelstiltskin was the Black Fairy's kid, and that's why she got all freaked out about Grumpy, Dreamy, and what's her face?
Nova. Oh,
Nova, thank you.
That's
be.
a good idea.
But it's a good idea, but do you really think the writer came up with that? Like, I mean, they can't remember 5 minutes ago, so.
This is true, but it does make me wonder if Blue has known this whole time.
Retroactive
But
continuity.
that's something
why
from
not?
season 1 that they're trying to reference back. Well, who knows? I don't know.
I mean, it's
I
not a
don't-
bad thing
It's
to
not
retcon
a bad thing,
something.
but I don't think even they thought they would go that long in the seasons. Like, maybe. I don't know. It's just still gross.
No, but it just makes me wonder because, we all wondered why the Blue Fairy would be all shady about and be so anti, like, dwarf fairy romance. Why she was anti-fairy romance, full stop. And it's like, well, maybe this is why, because she saw what happened with the Black Fairy and Malcolm, and it created Rumpelstiltskin and led to very bad things. I mean, that's probably me giving the writers too much credit, but
We knew that Rumpel had a thing for fairies. He hated them. That was always established.
Honestly, when it comes to looks, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, have you ever seen True Blood? Sheriff Andy?
No.
Sheriff Andy and the hot fairy chick?
No.
I mean, Sheriff Andy is the last person who would get laid by a hot fairy chick, and yet he did, and wound up having triplets, 3 daughters.
Aw.
So
It's not looks
Yeah.
though. Malcolm was a loser, basically.
Yes, it's like Black Fairy is awesome and Malcolm's a loser. So why would
I-
she even be attracted to
I
him?
highly doubt.
period.
I highly doubt that she was with him out of any sense of love. Old fairy stories are riddled with legends about fairies that, especially if she's that kind of fairy, wanting to satisfy some sexual urge, seducing some random dude. If she gets pregnant, then she can easily just, abandon the baby
but the
at
thing
the
is,
guy's
like-
door.
Well,
That's what fairies tend to do.
no, but she's a
Have you-
fairy that
have you ever
steals
read-
children, remember?
Mm-hmm.
So what?
Yeah,
why
so
didn't
if
she
she did
steal her
have
son
kids-
back? Why'd she abandon her son?
If she did lay down with him, she probably was not expecting to get pregnant, which is why she was very quick to, obviously abandon this child without even giving it a name. If she's, for her, stealing kids' affection, she was probably using them for spells or God only knows what. But I think that was
Well, I'm not even talking about love. I'm talking
Yeah.
why on earth would she hook up with gross Malcolm in the
know.
first place?
Okay, guys,
She was a-
imagine
scratching an
Right.
itch.
She was drunk. That was it.
imagine an older Robbie Kane. That's all. If it's Pixie out, just imagine an older Robbie Kane. film.
Older Robbie K. Okay, that helps.
Okay.
All right, moving on,
Mhm.
because before we all vomit. Okay. This next one is from Hooked on Killing for Life 28. Question for the next podcast. What did you guys think about the Captain Swan scenes in this episode and seeing them team up with Belle?
Awesome.
Well, I don't know if they really. I mean, like, I didn't see much of the teaming up with Belle.
Mhm.
I only saw like Belle looking through books, and she was in her dream world that looked like the Stranger Things world, and then like Captain Swan kind of being on their own. I mean, like they really didn't like the only time that they really were together and like teaming up was Emma helping deliver the baby or something. Was there for her during that. That was about it.
Well, I'm glad that they were there for Belle. I think, definitely part of the reason I think was Killian and Belle's friendship with him. I mean, even without that, Emma would have helped, but obviously it's because of that friendship that, she came to them for help. So I'm really glad that they're showing both Killian and Belle made some really meaningful connection that wasn't just forgotten after the episode. So I really like that part.
And I liked Emma being there for Belle during the actual birth, considering no one was there for the birth of Henry.
Mhm.
So she got to be there for somebody else. So hopefully that'll also help exercise some demons for her.
But it irks me
Yeah.
that Belle. It kind of irks me that Belle like turned to Blue Fairy and like, can you be the fairy godmother? I'm like, the lady's never around, and you're like, Emma just helped you go through, the childbirth. And when you call one of these friends, opposed to
Well, I think she
I-
only meant that in the case that Blue was the only one who could literally take Gideon away. That she
Mhm.
wanted her son far, far away, and Emma can't just drop everything and go to another realm because she's got her own kid to worry about.
I don't
Whereas
know.
Blue Fairy's, Mother Superior, and no one cares if she's there or not.
No one cares.
So if she disappears
That's
with
what
the
I
baby,
mean,
it's
though.
fine.
It's like, but she says, like, she gave her a title, though. Can you be this child's? Like, it's like pretty much calling her, can you be the godmother of this child?
But why do you think Emma should have been? It doesn't make sense.
I didn't
They
say
really
Emma.
don't
It's just,
have
it's
that
just, I didn't
friendship.
say Emma should be one. I think that it's still weird that this, like, random character that guest stars completely is close to Belle, apparently.
Well, I don't
Although
think it's that
she's
she's
a fairy,
close to
though.
Belle. It was that she was a fairy and the only one who she trusted enough to take her son somewhere safe.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's in the fairy tale tradition to trust fairies. It's Cinderella and all these fairy tales hinge. A large part of it hinges on fairies playing a role. So I think it just draws on that tradition.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
they're gonna
was
trust
really-
this. They're gonna trust the untrusted, stupid fairies. And be,
Well,
was
remember,
really-
the characters don't think that Blue is shady. It's just the audience who thinks Blue's shady.
Yeah. No, I just think she's a little bit shady, but not too shady.
I was really kind of hoping that, when she called Killian over to her bedside, I was like, oh, is this it? Is she gonna make him the stepdaddy? Oh, yes.
No,
Oh,
no.
What?
No, the
Stepdaddy?
fandom
What
got
are you
way.
talking about?
Yeah, the fandom got way
Or
too
not
caught up
stepdaddy,
in that nonsense.
Godfather, sorry.
But see, that's the thing. We don't. I mean, do the fairy tale characters like believe in the Judeo-Christian God? I mean, I don't think that's a thing with
Agreed.
them. So why? So they
No.
don't have the godparents in the same way that we would think of it. You know what I mean? So I don't think that's
True.
actually a thing, and I never thought it was a thing. So when people were like, "Killian's gonna be kid's baby godfather," I'm like, no,
No.
he's gonna be the uncle figure whenever the kid comes back. But we know the kid's not gonna be a baby for very long, so who cares?
Yeah, they would have
They
been
grow
awesome
up
to see
so
the reaction of Rumple if Belle did name Hook the baby's godfather. He would have like flipped his shit. Rumple would have flipped his shit if his son's godfather would have been Hook.
Well, he was
I would
already
have enjoyed
flipping his shit anyway.
I would have
can
enjoyed it.
Can
I wanted to
we?
see
I know
that.
we're supposed to be talking about Captain Swan right now, but can we just talk about how the show seems to want us to root for Rumbell, considering that Rumple didn't do the thing. The thing happened, but Rumple didn't do it, so it's okay, and we're supposed to just ignore all the other terrible things Rumple's done to her.
It's
Like,
What do you mean
now?
did the thing? What thing did he didn't do?
Speed up her pregnancy.
He still like cornered her in the library and blah blah blah. And,
This
like,
is what I'm saying. This is
Yeah, I
what I'm
know.
saying. But the
No,
show
he did do the thing. He did, which is being an asshole is the thing.
No, but what? No, I'm saying that the show and the writers are framing this that Rumple is not the one who speeded up her pregnancy. That is the thing Belle is monumentally pissing him about because it's forcing her to give up her kid. And so when she finds out that he didn't, it's going to be the kernel she can hang on to realize that he's not as bad as she feared he was. And that it's going to give her enough of a kernel to go back to him when the time's right.
God,
I agree with you, Michelle.
I really
completely agree.
Because she has worked so hard to assert her independence in 6A, and I would hate to see her throw all that away just because of one semi-decent act that really doesn't count for much in the grand scheme of things. Because him backing down on throwing the powder in her face to speed along her pregnancy does not discount the laundry list of shit that he's already put her through. Does not redemption make.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's the way they've always framed the Rumbell relationship that way. He does the one good thing in season 5, and she's back with him at the end, making baby Gideon. I mean,
one good
that's
thing
the way
is
they've
there
always
left to
done it.
do.
He does one good thing. And so, but he didn't. He wasn't the one who speeded up her pregnancy.
Oh boy,
so
but he was the one.
Thing she hangs.
No, I don't think so. But
No,
like,
I understand. I understand what you're saying, Shannon, but I'm saying that the show is framing it that way, and that I'm telling you, this is how it's going to play out based on the way.
Well, then no one is going to
Rumbell
believe that anymore. Pretty much, even the Rumbell fans are like, "This is disgusting." So, I don't see what big gesture he can do anymore to actually win her back, because the way, I mean, like, I get, like, I don't know if they're going to just turn her completely stupid, or erase her memory or whatnot, because I mean, when she let go of that child, she gave up her child to get away from this asshole. So it's like, I was kind of fearful that she would keep that child, that she would go back to him, blah blah blah, at the end of this episode, and that would be the big thing.
No, but what I'm saying is she gave him up because she thought that Rumple betrayed her, and actually, because she says to Rumple, if you do this thing, you will never get me back, ever. And that's what made him back down. But, the evil queen did it anyway, and Belle thinks it was him. And the evil queen said it. Even if you said it to Rumple, even if you tell her the truth, she won't believe you because you've lied to her and fucked up her life so many times. But the truth is going to come out eventually. She's going to find out it was the evil queen and not Rumple.
But I
and
still
the show,
don't think there's anything left that even if that happened.
Our
Can I
perceptions as
interject?
the audience and their perceptions of the writers are two different things. Yes, Rams, please go ahead.
Let me interject as a neutral party. Both of you are right. Michelle is talking about the writing. You, Shannon, are talking about how we are perceiving it. Of course, as far as a lot of us are concerned, Rumpel has crossed the line. But the writing is framing as since he stopped himself from speeding up Belle's pregnancy, somehow he didn't cross the line. That's how the writing is framing it as. So when Belle finds out that he didn't do it, and she gave her son up to the Blue Fairy on a false premise, now she's going to feel guilty, and now there's a chance for them to reconcile because she said.
But you think that? Do you think? Okay. Go.
Wait, let me just finish. That's how the writing is being framed as.
But you think there's enough evidence there that that's going to be a scene that's going to be enough strength in a scene?
Yes, because it's happened. How many times has that happened with Rumbelle? Every single time they've had a fight, that's exactly what's happened. Exactly.
At least
because she didn't get speed up the pregnancy. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I don't think so anymore because they're at a new level where they're completely. Even Emily said it. They're completely honest with each other. They're pretty much like "fuck you," and then the other one's like "fuck you back." That's their relationship now. It seems like. I don't see.
Well, Emily
doesn't like this relationship, and neither does Bobby like this relationship.
But they don't write the show.
I know they don't write the show, but why would they be like? Okay, but then why are they? Even why would they if they don't write the show? But if they know the perspective of the show, why wouldn't they root for that relationship?
Well, maybe there is some spoiler information about this. Maybe we should discuss this again when the spoiler time comes around.
Yes, let's move on.
Every time we talk about Rumbelle, this gets tense.
Can I say something?
See why,
yes,
I don't see why.
Ro, go ahead.
Okay, he didn't go through with it, but the fact that he had that magic in the first place, that's how the evil queen was able to poison her in the first place. I mean, he's just as responsible because he was considering it. I mean, if he'd have disposed of the magic himself, then nothing would have happened.
I mean, I know that, and you know that, and Belle probably knows that, but the writing will not frame it that way when it comes time to her find out the truth. I guarantee it.
Well, just to point out something with continuity, remember how Dylan Schmidt was a lot older in the Nasty Habits flashback as opposed to actual Balefire when he abandoned him? I just had a theory that he accidentally sprinkled that H potion on him. That's why.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right,
Honestly,
Lisa, you were going to say something?
Honestly, whether or not he is responsible, whether or not he was ever intending to sprinkle her with that fairy dust, I'm pretty certain that Belle giving up the baby wasn't because of that. I'm certain that she had this idea regardless, because this was eating at her for a while. Well before he slapped the cuff on her wrist, well before he threatened her with the powder, she'd been having fears ever since she found out from Zelina that he was going to use the shears to do something to her son's destined future. This is well before the cuff and all that shit. So yeah, but wait. So I am fairly certain that she was going to give the baby. Well, she knew in her heart that that's what she had to do, but she wasn't ready to accept it yet. It wasn't until it got to the point where he ran her down in the fucking library and was about to sprinkle the powder on her. Even though he didn't do it, she still sees him as a viable threat because he's crossed a point not just in the physical and mental and emotional violence. The bigger point that he's crossed is the fact that he no longer gives a shit. Before he was trying to placate her, he was trying to change to be the man that she wanted him to be. But now, especially after their trip to the underworld, now he's like, I just don't care. either you accept me for who I am, and we go about our merry way, or screw you, I'll take the baby and you can go on. Once he got to that point, she knew that there was no going back. Baby or no baby, there was no going back, because
That's the
if
thing.
he does,
But
if
okay,
He
if
didn't
Eddie
do the
has
thing.
to-
He didn't poison her. Oh boy! But he is still the Dark One and likes being the Dark One. And told her she likes
Okay.
being the Dark One. He
Wait,
loves
wait,
that
wait.
dagger.
wait.
Let me finish,
Here's the only quote you need to know. It's always darkest before the dawn. Adam said that.
I don't give a fuck
Yes.
what Adam said because
So
Adam
I'm telling
I
you
don't because
that
he's a
Adam
tool.
I'm telling you that Adam writing
Okay.
this show, he wants
Okay.
Rumbell to be happy. He wants Rumbell to have a happy ending, even though
Please.
he's making the relationship toxic and no one cares and everyone thinks it's gross. But Adam doesn't think it's gross. So Adam's going to write it the way he wants to write it. And he wants to ultimately put Rumbell back together or have Rumpel sacrifice himself in some,
Michelle,
grand
when
gesture
was
of
the last
redemption or
time you
something.
listened to anything Adam said though? Anything?
I think
I-
that's not fair. That's not really
Just
fair.
saying it's the darkest before the dawn is just like that's just like I'm gonna throw out like a any kind of like thing out there. It could be the whole thing is about Belle finally finding real true love with her son and like that relationship just deteriorating. They can find happiness without each other.
Okay,
And
let's
that
be
would be
serious.
great, but the
Who
unfortunate-
thinks Rumbell are not getting back together? Let's
I
be
don't.
serious here.
I do.
I
They
don't.
are totally getting back
Just
together.
eventually.
Okay.
I don't know.
I think they're
I
getting
don't know.
back together. It's gross and it makes you want to heave, but I think the writings, the way Adam is talking and the way the writing is being framed, they're totally setting it up for them to get back together.
Okay,
I
there was
don't
a new article in Yahoo. Do you mind if I quote from that, or should we keep it for later?
Is it related to this?
Yeah, it's totally related
Yeah.
to this.
Go then. Go ahead.
Okay,
How
the
much
question,
of it is spoilery?
It's not spoilery at all.
Okay, then go ahead, read it.
Do you think Belle and Gold's relationship has deteriorated to the point where they can't get back together? That's the question. And Adam Horowitz answers, I think in last week's episode, we saw Gold walk right up to the line of the most reprehensible thing you can do to someone, and he didn't do it. Even though Belle, at the end of the episode, thinks he did, but ultimately she's going to have to learn the truth. But what's more important is that we saw when really faced with it, Gold couldn't do this terrible thing to her. And despite all his addiction to magic and power, his love of Belle is huge and strong and overpowering within him.
See?
Uh,
That
Adam
proves
can
that
go
they.
fuck himself. Is pretty much what I'm saying. He is a
That's just-
I mean,
weirdo.
Shannon, I completely agree with you, but I'm just telling you, based on Adam's previous statements and that one in particular, that I didn't even know until just now, that he's totally gunning it for them to get back together, even
I
though it's
know.
gross.
Even though he dragged that whole relationship through the mud completely.
yeah.
And no one wants to see it anymore, and no one cares about it anymore.
That
Like-
just tells me that Adam and Eddie truly don't understand what love really is. Because for them to say that, oh, because he didn't do this one thing, that automatically.
Oh yeah, like he didn't
them-
rape her or anything like that.
Yeah,
Oh, great,
and discount
great,
everything-
good job.
and-
Well,
Yeah,
let
and discount-
Lisa finish.
And yes, please. I've been trying to talk for the last 5 minutes, and discount everything else that he's done is truly, that's the sickening part. They're discounting everything else that he's done, and this is going over. This is seasons worth. I don't personally believe that they will get back together in a biblical way, not like, oh, I love you, no, because that's physically fucking impossible because too much shit has happened, and right now Belle is so mad at him. Even if she did find out that he wasn't the one that aged her baby, I don't think it would matter because of all the shit that he's already done. She doesn't even want to look at his face. I think they will reach a détente and an agreement based on the stuff that's supposed to happen in this coming episode that centers around their son. I think they'll reach an agreement to work together for his sake. It's kind of like what I deal with my husband on an everyday basis. But only for the sake of the children. We're together, but only for the sake of the kids. I think that might be where it goes. But as for like romance, love you, fuck
No.
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 Because he tried to true love kiss her, and that did not work. So
But
I don't see
isn't
it
this,
happening back.
aren't you guys talking about what you want rather than what the evidence is?
Yes.
But we still haven't seen it yet, so
I agree with
that's still
Franz.
that's kind of like I don't care what Adam says. He can. I think he's still, appeasing some of the fans that still like have hope out there, which I don't understand why he would.
Well, at this point, seeing the reactions that they had to this episode, the Rumble fans were so pissed that half of them are about ready to jump ship. So when you get to the point where one of your staunchest fan bases like that is ready to say a big fuck you, yeah.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing.
Problem.
That's the thing. They waited too late. It's too late in the game to like switch it up and like, oh, now he's back together with her. It's like, no, fuck you. Everybody's gonna be like, fuck you.
That's forever been my point, though. That Adam and Eddie are fundamentally out of touch with what the fandom wants.
Yeah.
And with what's good for their show.
Yeah.
And because they're so out of touch, they've got this crazy toxic Rumble situation that no one likes. They've got this Golden Queen, which is even worse. And they've got all this other stupid bullshit that's going on that, people are increasingly tuning out because they ain't here for nonstop angst with no payoff. They just ain't here for it. Audiences are not dumb.
Yeah.
That's why I do not like any of their interviews they do anymore because of the way they word their answers of like, well, the
Uh-oh.
Hello.
Shannon dropped out.
Okay.
She was in mid rant. She was going. Bro, say something.
No, she's back.
Okay, yeah, you dropped out. You're back now.
It felt my anger and it dropped me out. What I was gonna say was Adam's interviews where he's like, the fans are saying like, that fans need to understand, such and such and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, the fans don't need to understand shit. You need to understand your fans. Your fans don't care about this, or they don't want to see that, or they want to, we're giving you all the hints of what we want in every single question we ask. But yet you're just like, well, the fans need to understand. No, we don't. We don't need to understand anything. We want this, or we don't want that, or just like we're giving you every single type of opportunity to like say, like, write this, please. Here's a plot line for you. Do it, dumbass. No, we don't want that. Oh, you're gonna bring up Lily again. Oh, maybe later down the line. It's like, shut up and listen to your fans in every single interview. This is the time you're interactive and you're on Twitter and you're interacting with your fans and you're not listening to them.
Hello.
That's because he's always interacting with the trolls. And I remain convinced this is why ABC did that advisory board panel special activity thing.
Yeah, because it would have horrible.
To get fan opinions about what's going on. I mean, they literally asked the question, why do you think people are tuning out? That was almost literally the question. Why are people tuning out? And I flat out told them why I think people are tuning out. And I hope other people did too.
I did too.
What was the direct question? Do you remember that they asked?
Why do you think the ratings aren't as good as they used to be, or something to that effect?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they literally asked about
pretty
much.
When you admit, a network is admitting that we have bad ratings, it's like a red flag right in your face, Adam and Eddie. So every single interview you should do from now should be a way of awareness.
But it
should not be just like, it should be because they are getting bad ratings.
It should, but however, they've got the season almost completely mapped out at this point. There's very little they can change now.
Well, that it takes effort to change.
The most that we could get would be to make a difference in season 7. If there's a season 7.
There'll be a season 7 because they are just dragging this out as long as they possibly can. It's pretty much their lazy season here where they're like, oh, I'm going to just sit on the couch and watch, this
but
crap.
But the problem is, if the ratings keep dropping, the show is expensive to make. It's an older show. It's when ABC, it's a consistent performer, yes, but the ratings are dropping and it's expensive to make. And so ABC might just
that means that ABC should be telling them right now, wrap it up then for season 6, because they have to be changing their ideas then, because if they thought, because Adam and Eddie said, we don't think this is the last season. Well, if ABC is like, yeah, it is, then yeah, You do have to change your ideas now. This is it. This is it.
I mean, no,
So
but
you do have to like pull the reins
But
back and
no,
be like, okay, cancel that
what-
plot, cancel that plot,
okay.
cancel that.
See, here's the thing. Here's what generally happens with shows is you get, especially shows on the bubble, you get to go to the network meeting. You have to pitch your next season. You have to go into the network and tell them your ideas for the following season. And if they think that's viable and they can and you can justify the numbers financially, then you'll probably get renewed. Now, because ABC did the survey, I can totally see a situation where Em and Eddie go to pitch a season 7 and Marin's sister, what's her name?
Yeah.
I forget her name.
Channing.
Channing, thank you. Where Channing goes to Em and Eddie and says, "Look, guys, here's the situation. I want to give you a season 7, but if your ratings drop anymore, we're just going to be losing money on this thing. Here's what the fans are saying. Can we make some kind of like compromise situation so you can wrap this up in a good way for the fans?"
Mm-hmm.
Fine with me. Or even do a half season. I don't care. They do 13 episodes. That's fine with me. Just wrap it up because, I mean, they do that sometimes. I mean, look at Angel and how that ended. They told WB or whatever, Fox, I can't remember what network, told them WB, I guess, or I don't remember.
No, it was WB.
Was it WB? Okay, WB,
I remember
like,
because I was involved in this campaign. It was my very first campaign.
Pretty much, yeah.
It was my very first campaign to save a show.
Yeah, and then they were pretty much wrap it up.
Here's what happened. Here's what happened with Angel. Brief aside. Joss went to the WB to try to get an early season 6 renewal, and they said no. And he said okay, and that's why the show got canceled in like February. And people were like, "Excuse me," and we tried to do this whole campaign to save it, and it went horribly wrong.
So then, actually, they should probably try the same thing.
I mean, I've been saying for a long time now that the show would benefit from an end date to give Em and Eddie a goal to work towards, like Lost had, rather than
I know. That's what I'm hoping for. But I'm getting afraid that if they don't do that, then we're gonna be screwed completely. Because they're gonna just like, oh, we have all these loose threads. We have to like tie them all together, and all the loose threads are pretty much not Captain Swan related. Captain Swan is pretty much solid right now. They could be just like, oh, they're still living in their house. That we never see them live in their house.
Well, we got way off tangent on that one. Oops.
I know.
We talked for what, 20 minutes on that topic?
And we were supposed to be talking about Captain Swan.
Yeah, about that.
Yes, Ro.
Okay, I know that CS went through something similar to Rumble with the darkness, but the difference is they both rejected it. They didn't want it. And that's why they're together now. I mean, it nearly tore them apart, but they wouldn't let it because love was stronger than what they felt when the darkness infected them. And to be honest, what they have right now, it's kind of a breath of fresh air not to have so much angst. There's this trust, there's this teamwork between them. And it's just, it's a very nice breather for me after what they went through in season 5, which was epic, don't get me wrong, but it's just nice to see them together.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. But that said, I wish we got more of them like enjoying quiet moments rather than trying to help everybody else. You know what I mean? Like Shannon just said, they supposedly live together, but we've only seen them in their house once.
That's the thing. And how hard is it really if Emma is right now supposedly, dying from her saviorness, that they gave her a day off? That would be just a single episode where like Emma gets a day off and everybody has to deal with something else, and they just went and did something. How hard is that to do? That's like, there's your episode right there. That everybody feels miserable and she has to come back to a crisis situation. But at least for one episode, she doesn't care. She could enjoy an ice cream or something.
No,
I don't know.
That's totally not the story I'm here to tell. Sadly, it's very annoying.
And they keep saying it feels like season 1. I'm like, it does not feel like season 1, you bitches. I don't care what you think. It doesn't. It really doesn't.
Anybody else have anything on Captain Swan?
I like that we got, Killian being worried like a husband. That scene.
Me too.
That was the only good thing of this episode.
Yeah, I
Actually,
definitely.
the best part is that Emma finally confided in him, which is complete contrast to when she was too afraid in the premiere, and now they're working together and finding that sword. I mean, they're
Jesus.
What?
Thank the baby Jesus.
Oh, you think so? But you know what? For me, I was kind of like, that's nice. That scene is nice and all that, but it's like something we've seen every single week, it feels like. I was like, I want something different. Where can they talk about something about the future or something? It's like we know they love each other. We get it. We ship it already. We get it. It's just, okay, it's repetitive now.
I mean, I don't even have a problem with them having like relationship conflicts. Like, maybe Killian leaves a toilet seat up or something. I mean, I would prefer mundane relationship drama rather than what we're getting now. You know what I mean? It's like Shannon just said, we know they're in love. Like
we know that they're fighting for their family and blah blah blah. We get that.
it's like they're trying to placate us with hugs and kisses. It's like, those are fine. I would like them to, talk,
be in the bedroom
or have sex. Two things that I have not gotten.
And that's what irks me also about their interviews. Like, that Captain Swan is going to be on this passionate, whatever. They said passion in their interview about something in the recent interview. Like, they're going to have
they said it was going to be a passionate, dangerous adventure. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
You are an ABC family. You're not on HBO, so I don't think so.
We've all got to the point where every time they say this stuff, we're like, okay, so I guess that translates to
a pat on the back and a peck on the cheek.
And a kiss on the cheek in the last 5 minutes of the episode.
Yeah, it'll be like it'll be like one episode. Because they promised there would be domestic Captain Swan with Henry, and that summed up to one scene.
About a Pop-Tart. That's it.
What about the year of snowing?
What happened? There was no year of snowing. That's why I don't believe their interviews. If anything they say, like, Rumbell's gonna be fine, blah blah blah. I just don't believe it because I don't see it. If I don't see
I believe, because I don't want it.
Yeah, I believe that too.
Yeah, I don't care.
No. We're talking about Rumbell.
Well, yeah, but like anything they say is just
because what they say is the opposite of what I want.
Exactly.
Right. The things that I believe that they say, if they're gonna say like, this is the year of Regina, I'll believe that.
That I believe, exactly.
That I believe. You could sell that. I believe that because I know you two so bad that you just suck.
Okay, well, speaking of Regina, we have a couple questions on Regina.
No.
Oh God.
It's actually on Regina and not the Evil Queen, which is funny. The first one's from Anonymous. Here, let me read those questions about the. I guess I gotta read them both. Yeah.
Is it about Selena?
Oh yeah. Hello everyone. It took 9 episodes for Regina to be useful. She used herself as a weapon to save Selena, but she couldn't attempt to do the same thing for Snowing. I get that the writers loved their plot and wanted the sleeping curse twist, but she still stood there and did nothing. Hopefully there will be a change in the second half. And the other Anonymous says, "Oh, Regina pissed me off when she told Selena she wouldn't forgive her. I didn't know that she was the villain who deserved forgiveness. Oh well, I guess I missed that memo."
Yeah, it seems kind of strange that she's like she separated her evil self from herself. She's supposed to be her good self. This is supposed to be good Regina. Yet she's like, I'm not gonna forgive you, sister, because blah 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 blah. It's just very strange. It's like this is the best she can do.
Well, I'm sure Em and Eddie would chalk this up to, even though her darkness is supposedly outside her body, that she's still capable of darkness, and this is Regina's true nature. Regina doesn't forgive, period, full stop. She never has.
Yet she's still hanging out with Snow White.
I just can't believe she has the gall to sit there and tell her and yell at Zelena that she was the one responsible for Robin's death were okay. Granted, Zelena made a bad choice. We all get that. She shouldn't have trusted Hades, and I know she
Encouraged
understands
by
this.
Regina, by the way.
But she didn't tell Robin to charge in to the mayor's office in the underworld and try to take on Hades. She definitely didn't tell Robin to step in front of Zelena to protect her. I mean, to step in front of Regina to protect her from the Zeus's lightning bolt thing. So I mean, it's not her fault. She made a bad choice in trusting someone she shouldn't have trusted, but I mean, she also killed that person to save her sister. And Regina can't even see that. All she can see is that her lover's in. And I get it. I feel sorry for her. I do. She lost a man that she loves. I get it. But are you really just going to make everyone around you suffer? First,
Yes.
First, you have to separate what you claim as you can't. You don't even have the ability to admit that this evil part of yourself that you separated is not a separate entity. You stupid bitch. She is you. She is you. Whatever she did, you idiot. And you have to accept that. And she can't even accept that much. So it shouldn't surprise anybody that she can't forgive either, because she's never had it in her. She reminds me, I swear to God, every time she opens her mouth and words come out, all I hear is Veruca Salt from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory when she was running around that fucking room going, I want it now.
Well, I mean, in the newest sneak peek for next week's episode, she does say it's all about me, and I was like, "You got it, girl."
She goes around.
Okay.
Statement of the show.
She's like, don't care how, I want it now. She reminds me of that little selfish girl. I don't think she's ever changed, and I don't think she ever will.
To be fair, I mean, Regina and Rumpel have one humongous thing in common. They project their flaws onto other people. Regina projects her flaws onto Zelena, and Rumpel projects his flaws onto Killian. And so, this is why Regina can't forgive Zelena, because deep down she knows that Robin's death is also her fault.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Because she's the one who encouraged Zelena to trust Hades to try and make him better, even after Killian told her don't trust the crazy god guy, and now Robin's dead.
Yep.
The thing about half Gina, yep, that's what
Yeah.
Nice.
she split the side of herself that actually related to Zelena and was able to accept her. I think that's the problem. If she were whole again, it might be easier for her. She wouldn't be such a hypocrite.
But she was a hypocrite before. I mean, this is the same woman who blamed a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember what she was like when she heard Zelena was in the land of untold stories. I don't want to lose somebody else I love, so I don't know. But that was before she split herself, so maybe things would be different if she was her old self. Not that I care for that person, but
I do.
But
As long as she stays with us, for me, as if the evil queen and Regina became whole person, as long as she's a hero and she's not going back to being the annoying evil queen villain, I'm happy.
But like a hero doesn't do that. No one says I'm not going to forgive you and blah blah blah. Like that's just like usually when someone does something wrong and someone like Zelena, if she's trying to be a good person and trying to repent and try to wrong her ways, it's like an alcoholic where you're going to be like, you're not going to tell them they're stupid and put them down and say everything is your fault. That's not what you want to say. Even if you don't really truly in your heart forgive them, you don't tell them to their face, I don't forgive you or something like that, because the thing that they need the most is forgiveness to get on with their life.
Yeah.
So whatever she's trying to do, she's doing it wrong. Because I can't believe she's still a mother and she has the ability to raise a child, because what you just said doesn't work if the person is trying to be a good person. And I thought that was what she was trying to do. She's trying to get Zelena back on the track. So what you do is say, I don't forgive you, never will, because you killed this person when you really didn't kill this person.
I don't think she cares about Zelena anymore.
No.
She was going to move into the house, though, at the beginning of the thing. So they did a complete flip-flop.
Well, that was because Robin died, and at least the first episode, we could say that, well, grief does cause people to lash out sometimes at the wrong person, but this is cold and calculated decision by Regina.
Mhm.
She hasn't mentioned Robin once in all this
I
time.
know.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. Like, she doesn't seem to care that this
I was
guy.
like, did the show just forget that Robin died? What happened?
Yeah.
They conveniently brought it back just to rekindle this fight between Regina
Well, that's
and
what she
Exactly.
does. She conveniently brings old shit back just to throw in their face so she has something to argue with. Just like Daniel's death that happened
And
100
that's-
years
and-
ago.
And that's who Regina's always
Yeah.
been. Evil queen or no evil queen, that's who Regina's always been.
You're laboring under the impression the show actually remembered him when he was still living. They did not.
This is also true.
But Regina is the worst kind of hypocrite that I've ever seen, because she went through the first 5 seasons of the show acting like a whiny, spoiled brat who got pissed off every time someone was angry at her for what she did in the past and wouldn't just forgive her on the spot. Saying, "Oh, I'm trying to be better. Why are you so mean to me? Why did you hate?" Like in season 2, episode 10, when she walked into the celebration party after they came back from the Enchanted Forest. She brought food, and as soon as she walked in, everybody was just like, they all looked at her because they weren't expecting her there. And she was upset by the fact that no one wanted to talk to her, and they were all being mean to her and standoffish. I'm like, bitch, you put all these people under a curse. You can't expect them after doing one decent thing for them to suddenly forgive all the massive amounts of other shit that you've done to them. You have to give them time. It's bad every time they don't forgive her, or every time they're upset with her, and yet she turns right or around and does the same thing to Zelina.
Well, she's a hypocrite.
When Zelina's actually, granted, Zelina's not perfect. She has issues and she has faltered, but I think she's trying to make some sort of effort, for at least for her daughter's sake. I have always felt like no matter what the evil queen portion of her has done, even though Zelina's gone along with some of it, I don't really believe that Zelina's heart is in it. She's gone along with some of it because she thought, oh, this is going to be fun. We can be in charge. But then when she has seen what the evil queen is really trying to do, and the fact that she's pretty much left her out of the whole thing and left her to sit and stew there, and then taken Rumpelstiltskin away from her, gross. But still, I mean, that she's basically being used. She was like, screw this shit. So when she went off and helped Belle, that was like the first time I actually saw her as a real fleshed out person. I was like, I like this friendship. There's some depth there. Go with that. Keep it. You make good friends, Regina is she's a hypocrite. I swear to God.
That's the thing. Like, I thought
She
this was
always
supposed
has.
to develop her character this year.
And
Yeah.
this is
Where is that?
This is the same woman who has been forgiven by the people she's wronged the most, and I'm talking about Snow and Charming and Emma. They've forgiven her for the terrible things that she did to them, but she can't forgive her sister for trusting the wrong guy.
That's what we're gonna
Like,
get
it's
into
only
this
no
episode
sense.
tomorrow, right?
No.
Well, speaking of spoilers, we have some spoiler questions about
Goody.
tomorrow.
Yay!
Ugh.
Okay. The first one is from Anonymous. Question for the next podcast. Do you think we will see Killian at all in the AU in the winter finale, or do you think we will only see him in Storybrooke? And I would like to say we're only going to see Killian in Storybrooke in the actual finale. We will not see Killian in the AU until episode 11. Brace yourselves, people.
Unless he's in this, like, the cliffhanger is him, and that's the way they bait us to watch. I could see them pulling that.
It makes sense. They did say that while she was in the Enchanted Forest and Regina, why does it have to be Regina every fucking time? While Regina,
Because she has to bring back Robin Hood and nobody else wants to.
I want him to. I want her to.
So while Regina goes there to get her out of the wish that Charming and Hook are going to be working on taking down the queen, I guess with the sword that can now cut her face.
Cut her face up real well.
Well, and let's not forget that Regina, the only other magical person in town once Emma is gone is Regina,
Lena.
and Rumple because the Blue Fairy's gone.
And stupid Genie
And
Aladdin.
Rumple's and Genie Aladdin is under the clutches of the evil queen.
He's such an idiot.
So, oh.
Oh, those
Yeah,
two are
we didn't
beyond
even-
idiots.
We didn't even talk about Aladdin and Jasmine. Can we go back for a second and talk about Aladdin and Jasmine and how monumentally
What
stupid
is there to
that
talk
was?
about at this point? What is there to talk about at this point? I mean,
They've been
this is
completely
sad.
wasted.
Everybody was so excited for Aladdin and Jasmine to come in, like, oh, flying carpet, Genie, Aladdin, Jasmine, and they just totally suck. Like, they're incidental, throwaway characters that have no reason for being there. And I really wanted him there because he used to be a savior. They made this whole big deal about how he and Emma could find out more about what the savior is and what it all means, and they haven't even touched on. Oh God, her whole plot, important than what Regina's going through, has been totally sidelined. That's the worst of it. That is the worst of it.
Yeah, it's annoying. They're a very annoying couple.
They're not even a couple.
No,
Okay, they're a very annoying two people
boring.
that are in town.
They're not even dating.
Okay, they're just two annoying people that are in town. But like, I feel bad for Karen David that
I
her
know.
character didn't
I
get
do
anywhere.
too.
It's like I feel bad for her because she's such a great actress. It's
And
just
she was so excited because
She's just-
Jasmine,
they are-
Jasmine means so much to her. Like
Yeah,
she
I
made a
know.
post on Facebook about how much Jasmine means to her because it's like her favorite Disney princess, and she was so excited that there was a princess who looked like her and all this stuff. And representation matters, people. And now this is the story she's stuck with. And now Aladdin's a genie, and I'm like, what in the hell? What is the story? It's so dumb.
it kind of just reminds me of Will Scarlet. It's like it goes nowhere, pretty much. This whole thing.
Well, he was brought there originally to be incorporated into Emma's savior storyline, but that
Which we haven't
storyline
really
has been
seen.
Completely, yeah, but that storyline has been completely backburned and shelved, and barely merits a scene in every episode so far. It's like, this is your main character. This is a huge, juicy story that you could roll with, and what do you want to focus on?
Regina.
Queen.
Well, no, and it just seems like that whatever their original plan for Aladdin was, that they totally subsumed it to twist the story to create this AU for the sole purpose of bringing Robin back,
I want Robin back.
so those fans could get closure. But he's not staying. I mean,
That's the thing.
if Robin was coming back and he was staying and going to be a significant part of the story going forward, I would probably be okay with this random twisting of the story just to get him back. But he's not. He's going to be there for like 6 episodes and then he's gone again.
And that's the problem. It's not even because the writers didn't care enough to give him a great exit the previous year. So this is pretty much their mess that they have to clean up.
It's
Yeah,
not
but we
even.
still know.
And Emma's
It's not
story
e-
suffering because of it. Go, Ro.
Yeah.
It's not even Robin. It's Earth 2 Robin. It's RH.
What? RH.
Well,
What's
I,
what?
I got it. I got
I
it. It's a Flash reference. Yay.
Well, I don't watch that
Thank
show, so okay.
Me neither.
All right, I don't know. But
There's-
it's
Harrison
alternate
Wells,
universe Robin. Right?
HR, whatever.
It's alternate universe Robin, right?
yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
I know.
But what I'm saying is, I mean, we know that what episode is it? 14 or something is called Page 23, and that's
Ugh.
clearly going to be the episode that gives the Outlaw Queen shippers closure because Page 23 was a big deal with the book. Blah blah blah.
We still don't know if he's gonna stay or he's just not gonna stay.
he is
We know
leaving.
he's
Still
not staying.
mysterious.
Adam and
Yeah.
Eddie said he's dead. This
Yeah,
is
he's
just a
not
different
staying.
way we're watching him, and he's not in flashbacks. He's an
Can we-
alternate universe. That's it.
I know, but you guys know that what Emily say is maybe the inkwell of it will be the inkwell of what we're gonna see in the show, because he could say something and maybe it's not. Maybe when we see it in the show, it's not exactly what we're gonna say.
But what
I'm
would be
pretty
the point of
certain-
bringing an alternate universe Robin back permanently to the show? It doesn't make any sense at all.
I don't know.
I'm fairly certain, according to what Adam and Ed, and even Sean himself has said, that he's only going to be back for at most 4 episodes. So by the time episode 14 comes around, I think that's pretty much it. and his storyline
It's
would
5.
be ended.
10,
Or
11,
5.
12, 13.
Why
14.
would they bring him back, Daniela? Because he didn't do anything in the past. Like
Yeah,
they
he
had
didn't do
no.
anything in the first place.
He didn't do anything. Like they
And
didn't have
that's
a storyline for this guy. And even Sean said it. He
It's
had nothing to
because-
do.
It's because
I know.
enough
I'm just confused with the whole
fans-
situation. That's why I don't know. I just don't know. It's just what I'm thinking. I'm confused in that
It's
part.
because enough fans bitched up a storm at the end of season 5 about the way he died and the fact that he didn't get any closure, just like the fans bitched up a storm. And
We need to bitch up a storm about Captain Swan now because
when they bitched up a storm in season 4 when his wife came back and Regina got screwed over, blah 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 blah. So they had to fix it, and instead of it being Marion, it was actually Zelina, so that he and Regina could get back together and justify the fact that he was cheating on his wife while she was frozen, blah blah blah. Every time, oh god, that hurt. What the hell was that?
Yeah, that was painful.
I mean,
I know.
every time they feel like they have to insert something in there to fix up a fuck up, the writing tanks for it, and the story overall suffers for it. They just keep doing it over and over. I really wish it.
And it's all to service the same character. Let's point this out.
This is the
Yeah.
one instance I wish they would just not listen to the fan bullshit. If they don't like it too fucking bad, turn it off, watch something else.
Yeah, what happened to Adam and Eddie's? What happened to Eddie saying, he tastes the tears of our fans and stuff like that? What happened to that? Just take it. Just take it.
Sassy.
Yeah, like what happened to that? I like that, Eddie.
But
now you're just like a piece of crap. You're just
to get back to the question, do we all seem to agree that we're only going to see Killian and Storybrooke in episode 10?
Agree.
I'm
Probably.
between.
I don't know yet. I guess I'll see tomorrow.
I know.
That is my prediction, that we're only going to see Killian in the finale in Storybrooke.
If
Which
he
is
does
sad.
appear in the Enchanted Forest, it probably won't be till the very end of the episode, as usual.
Because
that always happens in all these.
I'm predicting season 4 finale Redux, where Killian's hardly in that first hour and he'll be in the second hour for like 5 minutes.
Going.
Because that's exactly what happened in the author's AU.
Operation Moron Goose Part 1 again.
Yes, exactly.
Oh.
Okay. Last question. Hooked on Killian for Life 28 says, question for the next podcast. How do you think the winter finale will play out? How do you think Emma will get back to being her normal self?
True love's kiss.
But she doesn't have any memories of anything.
I know,
Well,
but it's like.
The problem is, I can't remember who said it. It might have been the Evil Queen. Someone says, a wish can't be undone. Like, once the wish is made, a wish can't be undone. So I think the only way for Emma to really get back is for her to wish herself back.
Yeah, well, she has to wish she's the savior again.
Yeah. It's basically going to be like, not to bring in another show again, but it's going to be like the 100th episode of Arrow. If you watched Arrow, you saw
Which I
Oliver
don't.
reject the perfect life and come back.
It's a
gonna be
Wonderful
like
Life.
that. Yeah, basically.
The
So
wonderful
what-
for life is not so wonderful, so she's gonna probably be like, she wants to be the savior, but she can't. She has to have those, whatever, and she'll just.
So Regina has to grab the lamp, go into her wish, bring the lamp with her, give it to Emma, convince Emma that she's not supposed to be in this place and that it's not real, and convince her to wish on the lamp to go back to where she's supposed to be.
And Regina's the one to do it.
Yeah, something along those lines.
And how's Henry in that alternate universe?
I don't know.
God, let's hope there's no Bagel. I mean, not that we'd see
You're not
Bagel,
gonna see Bagel, but there's gonna be
we're not gonna-
explanation.
Yeah, but I don't. Well, I mean, it's the new universe. Maybe Henry's not her son. Who knows?
Well, according
I
to
don't know.
the universe description of what little spoilers we have, apparently this version of the Enchanted Forest has been magic and peril free since the time of Emma's birth. Like sometime after that, they conquered whatever, whether it be the Queen or Rumpelstiltskin or whatever it was that was causing them problems, and they haven't had magic problems since. So if they
there's no
conquered the dark
villains.
one, if they conquered the dark one, then
The evil queen's still around.
Then
Yeah, isn't
Yeah.
it interesting that she shows up again? So there must be
Unless-
something going on.
Unless that's our Regina dressed up
Pretending.
as the evil queen just to stir up trouble.
Ooh, interesting.
To
Is
take
that-
to
to,
bring
like-
yeah.
To like snap everybody out of snap Emma out of her stupor.
Yeah.
it might be possible that Henry is.
Oh, I get it.
the
So she's
child
pretty.
is- no, it might be possible that Henry is somebody else's child. I mean, that Henry's father is somebody other than.
If it's August, I'm gonna shoot myself.
Oh God, no!
Oh,
Please
no.
make it stop.
No,
Well,
but I
you know,
think
it's-
maybe, yeah, it could be that Regina is playing the evil queen, and it's pretty much her being like, "Everybody, come at me! I'm right here." It's sort of
Yeah.
like
I like
hyping them
that
up.
idea.
Because they just had the evil queen masquerade as Regina. Why not have Regina masquerade as the evil queen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
Mhm.
could be doing that.
I would dig that.
I
That's
would
fine
do
with
that
me.
too.
That's okay with me. I still
But-
want Killian in that universe in tomorrow's episode, but I
too.
still don't think it'll
That's
happen.
yeah.
Doubtful.
That said, I'm going to admit to not being wildly excited about Princess Emma. It looks lame.
Yeah, she doesn't. She looks like an airhead. I'm sorry.
I think she looks beautiful.
She's beautiful, but a beautiful airhead.
Yes,
Uh,
I'm like she's dressed like a child and she's picking flowers.
She
Why is
looks
this a
like
thing?
Princess Bubblegum. I'm sorry.
But I have to. Believe,
Buttercup.
I have to believe that after everything her parents have been through and how strong they are, especially how strong Snow is, at least the Snow in the Enchanted Forest, that they would not raise her to be this, dainty person that, has everything done for her and has no personal strength. I just can't imagine that she would be raised like that. She's too strong of a character. She's too strong of a woman to just be this dainty little princess
Okay,
without any without any fire.
here's my hope. My hope is that in the finale when modern day Regina finds her and she's she's sort of the picking flowers Emma that maybe is all about the servants and stuff, that's why we're having Emma flashbacks in 11 when they come back to juxtapose to prove that certain core traits of Emma are always inside her, no matter where she's raised, whether she's raised in the foster system or at home with her parents, and that her inner core is the Emma that I really, really love, and that she'll come out in the
Well, I was just hoping that
premiere.
the Killian, either the alternate universe or whatever kind of Killian is in that thing, he would encourage her to be something more than what she is. Like, even if he was a pirate, I want her. That would be awesome. Like he's like, stop being so dainty and pick up this sword or something like that. So, like, I think he probably sees something, a trait into her that you just need to release your inner strength inside you.
Yeah.
And we got to remember that August fits into this somehow.
Why?
Because he's been filmed. They
Yeah,
filmed
he's
him.
been seen filming, and Adam had that quote about
that's in
August
11.
about August saving the day, and that's in 11 too. So maybe Regina goes in there, and she's in there too long, and nothing happens, and August is like, "Fuck it," and goes after them.
No, but
Or-
August is wearing Enchanted Forest clothes. That's why I'm wondering if Killian goes in there and is like, "Fuck it," and actually.
I want him to
brings
go
it
in.
back.
I want him to go in so much. I
I
want
don't
him to
think
go
he's
there.
gonna go in.
Doubtful.
I mean,
But we don't
want
know
him
what
to.
Colin's wearing, right? No one knows what he's wearing at all.
That nobody knows. It's
Is
a
he
mystery.
wearing
I mean,
Enchanted Forest clothes?
But no, because if it was modern clothes, they wouldn't have had him hide. I mean, he and Jen that day
How do you
were
know?
hiding.
Well, I don't
Because
know.
of the set reports from the people
Like-
who were there said that
like-
they couldn't come out and say hi because they were hiding their costumes.
Right.
Well, that means they
And-
could be hiding his costume that was modern, and she was in princess clothes.
And even when Ian came out to talk to the fans, he was wearing a big poofy jacket to hide his clothes. Not that we didn't already know what was under there because we're not stupid. If he like I said, if he does show up, it probably won't be till towards the end because it's probably going to be a majority of the episode is probably going to be a majority of Regina trying to fix the shit, juxtaposed with what's happening in Storybrooke with Charming and Hook trying to take down the Queen.
Mm-hmm.
And then something dun 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 is going to happen at the end of the episode that will be the to be continued mark. And then if Killian shows up in the second half of it and helps them to save the day for 5 minutes before he disappears as per usual. like as always.
My theory with the whole Gideon thing and why is he adult is that he's coming from that universe. Because Emma disappeared with the sword.
Mhm.
Remember?
Mhm.
In the sneak peek, she disappeared with the sword. So the sword went with her in that whatever universe, I thought.
Nah, I don't think so.
Well,
So they had to find the sword to go
But it would
back to
explain
the-
a lot. It would explain a lot why is he aged. If he was in an alternate universe, he could age.
Well, why would
Are-
Blue take him to the alternate universe?
Are we absolutely certain that Gideon is the one that's under the hood?
Yes.
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 We
I mean,
watched it.
seriously, the previously on in last week's episode practically telegraphed it by juxtaposing Emma's visions with the hood with Belle talking to Gideon. I was like, oh, thank you, promo monkeys, for telling me who's under the hood.
But if
Yeah.
if he was in an alternate universe, Rumple we saw is in the cage. He's in the cage
Okay.
in the thing.
Okay,
So
wait a
where's
minute.
Yeah.
There's a blur. There's the sentence in the press release for this episode where it says, Belle and Rumple unite because there's some threat to their son or something. They
Yeah.
discover some threat to their son, and I bet it has to do with this whole under the hood, growing up too fast business. It's gonna be like Connor.
But he went to an
Michelle,
alternate universe to grow up, though. That's the thing. Remember, Connor was in a different universe.
Yes, I know.
Who's Connor?
We're time
Wait,
moved faster.
wait.
Angel's
Wait,
son
wait, wait.
Connor.
Right.
Ah.
But
So
why would the blue fairy allow the child to grow up and become that? It makes no sense.
Well, maybe the blue fairy lost him.
Yeah, the black fairy stole him.
Oh.
Oh.
See, here's the thing, and I'm glad you said that because I have to believe that you don't cast Jamie Murray for one scene.
Yep.
That don't make no sense.
and also, you were talking about the previously on, Michelle. There's also that book about the hero Gideon who uses his sword. And that's the book that they gave to Blue to read to him.
Yes.
Oh my god. That's a
okay,
good
we
point.
get all right.
It still doesn't explain why he would just all of a sudden become evil. Evil,
Well, the
Yeah.
black fairy
Well-
brought him up.
And he
He's
is
a
the
dark
son of
one,
the dark
baby.
one.
evil is not born.
Exactly.
It's made. It's made. So obviously he would have had to fall under the influence
But-
of
But here's the
somebody.
thing. No, there has never been a child born to a dark one ever.
Mm-mm.
You can't tell
And
me
this-
that didn't affect him.
And this particular dark one has all the dark ones.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And the shears. So I mean, if the black fairy like stole the shears or some such, or raised or killed Blue and raised her grandson,
I am sure she stole him and aged him up.
yep.
And yeah, made him
I-
evil.
Oh god.
I doubt the black fairy even knows that child exists. The black
Why?
fairy didn't even know that. The black fairy.
Black
didn't
fairy
even know that
traffics an infant.
Right.
Like infants are her thing.
She's insane.
And
That's
Blue
why
is her
she had-
enemy. Okay, wait, no. Blue and black are like enemies. I mean, Blue Fairy's the only one who's ever defeated the Black Fairy. You don't think Black Fairy wants revenge? If Blue Fairy like shows up in the Enchanted Forest or wherever and has a baby, which is her, like thing she traffics in, and this bitch that she wants revenge on, that's a 2-for-1.
Or Blue Fairy shows up and is like, "Hey," and like everybody's like, "But I thought you were with that kid." So she never left. That was not Blue at all. It was the Black Fairy.
Isn't that just Peter Pan all over again? They abandoned Rumple and raised their grandson.
Yeah.
I would
Oh, for
like
a
to
second, I
think
was
that-
confused thinking about the original Peter Pan.
I would like
I know, Mama. Oh god. I just think that all you can know now is that in this winter mid-season finale, we're not gonna get a payoff again.
You know, I honestly just don't think the Black Fairy would give a shit because I mean, Rumpel stood right in front of her and
Well, okay.
asked her, wait, and asked her, why did you give me up? You didn't even give me a name, and she was just like, no way, you're the kid. Oh, whatever. She didn't even care. So why would she go out of her way to steal his son? It's like
Revenge.
what would she
But
care?
no, she doesn't
For what?
have to.
Revenge for what?
Wait, she doesn't have to know. No. I'm not saying revenge on Rumple. I'm saying revenge on Blue.
No, I'm saying no revenge on anybody.
Belle sent. Okay, they said very specifically that the Blue Fairy is the only person to ever defeat the Black Fairy. That's how she got the Black Fairy's wand, right? Okay. So you can't tell me that the Black Fairy, who literally sat there and laughed in Rumpelstiltskin's face, would not want revenge on the bitch who defeated her. And now this bitch shows up with a baby, the thing she traffics in. She doesn't want revenge on Rumple. She don't give a shit about Rumple. She doesn't even need to know that's Rumple's kid. All she needs is revenge on Blue. Maybe she kills Blue. Maybe she just takes the kid. I don't know. And does whatever it is that she does to babies. We don't know what she does.
She would have to find the baby first. And I get that her joie is trafficking babies. But if Blue is smart, Blue is fucking smart, she will take the baby into the land without magic. You know, I mean, she'll take the baby beyond the town line where there's no magic, so the baby cannot be tracked by, magic.
But then she would have no magic, and she's probably addicted to magic too.
No, but
yeah, you're assuming that the Blue Fairy is smart.
That's your first mistake.
If she takes him across state lines, like into Boston, and puts him into the system, and he gets adopted out, and his name is changed or whatever.
No, that's
way too complicated for this show. Come on.
Yeah, no. She went to the Enchanted Forest.
No, if they wanted to do it that way, then Belle should have been the one to lead.
Yeah, Belle should have just crossed the town
Which I
line.
still don't understand why she didn't do.
Because he put a tracker on her.
Yeah, he put it. Well, the tracker would not work outside of the town line.
It would work. Many magical items work outside the town line when it's convenient.
But he's not going to leave the town line because he would lose magic. So he can't go after them unless...
He left with magic. He's taken magic out of Storybook. I'm sure Rumple could find some way to follow her wherever she went. He put a tracker on her.
And it's not like Rumple has to worry about limping around anymore because Dark Hook fixed that.
Right?
Killian fixed him.
Okay.
I definitely think the Black Fairy is coming back because there's no way that was a 2-minute scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
Yeah, no way.
I mean, but to be fair, we still haven't seen Oded Fair since the Aladdin episode, and that seems like a waste.
It still doesn't explain why he would have a hard-on to kill Emma. Why the hell would he even care?
I don't know.
He's trying to...
He doesn't have a hand either.
It's not
No,
like the
I
Black
don't
Fairy.
think so.
It's not like the Black Fairy would say, "Okay, now you're grown. I'm pointing you toward this person." She doesn't even know who Emma is, so why would she? I mean,
Everyone knows. All the villains know everything. They all have information about Emma the Savior. I'm sure Emma is trying to protect everybody from.
It might not even be Emma specifically. It might just be the Savior.
Right. Maybe he's just exactly. Maybe she's somehow pivotal to,
apparently, ever since Regina and the Evil Queen split, the Evil Queen has developed these crazy omniscience and she has the powers of omnipotency and omniscience. She knows all and sees all. Like she knew about the wish and she wasn't even there. Somehow she sees she has eyes everywhere apparently. Like who?
Oh, God.
I mean, at least
people to watch for you.
At least when it was Zelina, it made sense because she had the flying monkeys wandering around.
Exactly.
I don't know how the Evil Queen's doing it.
Her mirror, the magic mirror.
She got her flying boobs around.
Okay, no go.
There are not enough mirrors in that whole town for her to be able to watch everybody.
And there was no mirror out there at the town line unless you count the well and the bug.
Exactly. So I don't know how the hell she's.
I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know.
well, that
I
was
think
all the
the
questions. Go ahead, bro.
I think the Aladdin story might pick up in the second half because Karen said she's back for episode 15.
Oh God.
And
Yes.
I understand how you guys are feeling about them at the moment, but they're not doing the whole like one block and the other block this time, so they can like carry it out, through the whole season with Aladdin and Jasmine. I
But they're
mean,
not-
Yeah,
did
but
you?
see,
Did,
whereas in the past where they were fitting everything in so quickly that they barely had time for the characters to breathe. Now they've gone to the other extreme and they're drawing it out so far that it's become so boring that you almost fall asleep in the middle of the episode
And the
because nothing's
characters
happening.
still don't have time to breathe. 'Cause
Yeah, they
there's
still have
shit
time to
going
breathe.
on.
Yep.
Ro,
It's a weird
finish your,
situation.
let's let Ro finish his thought.
I mean, this isn't like another Frozen where everything is about those characters. There's time
Mhm.
for Aladdin and Jasmine to develop. I mean, at least that's what I hope. Because honestly, all we have left is hope. We really don't have long until the show is over. This could be the last season. It might be season 7. I just want to enjoy the time we have left with these characters, even if they annoy us sometimes.
Hmm.
I love that
Yeah,
point.
I'll enjoy whatever time that I have left the show because it will always be my favorite show. But I mean,
know.
I would not be surprised if when we get the renewal order for 7, because let's be honest, I mean, it's still their best performing show.
Yeah, they have
Oh.
other shows that are not doing so well either. So I don't think it'll
I-
be on the chopping block. I think they'll do 7, but that's it. I mean,
Yeah, I
I would
think
not be
7's
surprised
gonna
if
be it,
season
too.
7 would.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised.
God, I'm gonna cry when Once Upon a Time ends.
but I
wanna
don't. But
concentrate
I don't know what they're gonna talk about in 7 because they did everything. Like,
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
If Robert Carlyle is still there, then I would imagine it's going to come down to what it always should have been. Her against him. Period. End of statement. Because
I disagree.
he's the biggest bad that ever badded. So
I still
yeah.
think it should be the modern world versus the Enchanted Forest world people.
I should.
that would be
yeah.
great too. That would be great too. Don't get me wrong, that would be awesome, but I don't see it coming.
No, but I want that.
Ro,
may-
Ro, what do you think it's gonna be?
Well, I just disagree about Rumple because he wants to use the darkness to hold on to the little light he has left. He's not hell bent on snuffing out the light for everyone else. He's like the Malcolm Merlin of this show. He'll help when it's convenient, but at the end of the day, all he cares about is himself and maybe his family in some twisted way.
I don't know.
But I
He's
think
tried
it's.
he's
if
tried
there
to
is a
take over
fin-
the world before, though.
I just think if there's a final battle, it will be with the darkness and with Emma, not with Rumple.
Yeah.
You do realize that Rumpel was willing in season 4A was willing to allow the town to tear itself apart, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was just going to take Belle and Henry.
Henry.
And leave. Yeah, he was willing to let them tear each other apart and didn't even give a shit.
He didn't care when the Greg Mendel came to town and was going to tell everybody about the world, and he was like, "I don't give a fuck."
I mean,
he
yeah,
pretty
and
much said that.
And he was trying to find a way to keep his magic outside of Storybrooke, so he could basically go rule the world.
Whoa. Oh, brother.
So I mean, if this thing with his son goes south, and then Belle like finally leaves him for good, that could send him into the tipping point of ultimate.
Or
darkness.
if Belle dies and the kid dies.
Or
Oh, no.
that.
I was hoping he would die though, but I was hoping someone else would die this season.
Okay,
so we
so-
can get
We've got tomorrow's mid-season finale,
OMG.
and then as far as we know, guys, it's a pretty long hiatus because ABC has things scheduled in January.
But I wish they would tell us exactly when they come back. At least I
Game
can figure that.
shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, game shows this time, guys.
Game
And
shows.
then, of course, award shows are in February. So I don't anticipate the show back until March again. Just FYI. I
know.
hope I'm wrong, but I'm not getting my hopes up.
I hope I'm wrong too, like you, but I don't get my hopes up because I have been slow burn from the show on Captain Swan, obviously, that I am so zero expectations, so zero hopes for the show. I want to be surprised.
Also, this is episode 95 of our show, which means we've got 4 more before episode 100. Get in your thoughts and ideas what we should talk about for episode 100. It'll probably be early in, I guess,
April.
early in the second half. And we'll, have a special show or something. We're not sure yet. So get us your ideas, people.
Yeah.
Leave comments on YouTube and all that happy stuff.
Happy.
Happy, realistically happy.
And
Happy,
please don't forget to support your neighborhood Colin O'Donoghue. December 13th, Duststorm comes out on all venues: Hulu, Netflix,
Oh God.
iTunes, DVD.
Netflix!
All right,
Hey,
calm
that's loud.
down.
Wow.
Calm down. There's no reason to be screaming.
Sorry,
all the
guys, because I got
Beatles.
Netflix in my house.
It will be
We do have
available
headphones.
for download on all venues and for purchase on Amazon and I'm hoping at local stores. So please download, purchase. Please fuel the career of Colin after he gets out of this show.
Oh, and
That'll be
vote
sad.
and vote for the People's Choice Awards. Vote for that.
I'm gonna vote for once, always on any award show.
Vote for once and for Jennifer.
As long as Colin and Jennifer don't lose to the couples from Vampire Diaries, I'm happy.
Again.
And probably by the
No.
time, and probably by
I
the time,
know.
and probably by the time we get back, they're gonna have the first Creation Con too.
Oh, speaking of Creation Con, we can now announce that Lisa and I both have tickets for Chicago.
Oh my God! Woo!
We
That's
have tickets
awesome.
for Chicago. We have duo pictures with Jen and Colin. We've got gold. Dude, we have headphones. There's no need to be screaming.
I got
And-
excited.
And we've got gold tickets, so we'll be at the special panel thing and all that jazz. So we will.
And we
have
promise when we come back, I'm assuming the next weekend we will have a special podcast with all of that dish.
Yes, we will.
Promise
We
you.
will report. We will
I'm
report
sorry,
back.
I'm agreeing with Emmy right now. I'm
Cool.
so just. I wish I was there with you guys.
So hope and pray they make it.
Yes, so right, because I would hate to have blown all this money for nothing. Oh my God! If I had
Oh
blown
God,
all
I'm
this
so
money,
jealous
they
right now.
canceled
You guys are
and
so
cried.
lucky.
And I know I think Denver just went on sale too. So
Oh yeah.
if there's a con in your area, I would suggest getting your tickets ASAP.
I think the silver and copper package is also open for Chicago.
Yes, all tickets are open for Chicago.
Yes, all tickets. Most of the locations are now selling for all ticket packages. So even if you can't get the gold package, you can still get the general admission weekend one. And I think they have a general admission preferential seating too,
Yes.
if you would like.
Oh God, I wish the Comic Con was in Peru so I can go. Damn it.
All right. Does anybody have anything else for this episode?
I'm glad the Golden Queen is over because I'm never gonna see that again in my life. Yes.
Team CS was on point, and I loved it.
Me too.
Anybody else? Bueller?
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, we will talk to you all next week. Bye.
Bye bye.
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 Bye.